Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day. A little bit better than me. I'm getting slightly better, but I'm still drinking tea. And I thought, since I'm drinking tea, and that's going to make the people that are watching from Great Britain giggle, I might as well feature. I might as well feature a UK tank. Wait a minute, he said I want to roll out. Whoa! And since he tracked himself and already used his repair kit, let's just hold on a second here, guys. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear we want to hear the commander. We want to hear him say, "Tracks up! Oi! It's time to roll out. Our track's been damaged. Big donkey's cock." Or whatever the Brits say. And he's moved into the little bush here. Oh, it's encounter mode. Encounter mode plays a little bit differently than normal. And once again, guys, I apologize. I got a little bit of a stuffy nose, and maybe my energy level is not completely up to snuff.
Enemy armor is damaged.
Of course, it's a female crew member. It's one of those British female crews. Oh, the armor's damaged. Ah, my days. Probably should have left it on the American guy. Now, this is APCR with 268 pen and 390 alpha. Okay, he also has 210 pen Hesh with 480 alpha, which is this is one of those tanks you have to actually think about what ammunition you use, because I don't know what he's doing shooting there. He's got the APCR. 268 pen is very good for a tier 8 with 390 alpha. Okay, that's like pretty sure you're gonna pen. It's encounter, guys. There may not be a lot of people here. Does he think that there's someone up there? All right. Now Hesh costs more. It has 210 pen, which is still pretty good, right? 210 pen is, you know, there's some tier 8 preferential matchmaking premium tanks that have that. So 210 pen can pen, and if you do, it's 480. It's not 390, it's 480. It's Hesh. It's the British secret weapon. And if you can be smart enough to know when to pick the Hesh, like if you're in a bottom tier game where you're fighting tier 10s, and you have to shoot a mouse or a type 5 heavy or an object, whatever the fuck, any object, you probably don't want to load Hesh. Now, it has the same mechanics as HE. This is a nice shot. Oh. What was I going to say? Yeah, you don't want to shoot heavily armored tanks, because if you don't pen, it has the same mechanics as HE. Maybe you'll do... And I don't know why he would do this, see? Unless he's going to go that way. Like, he was up on the high ground invisible. You don't have to get closer to shoot the enemies. You could have shot them from where you were. And the only reason I think he dropped down here is because maybe he wants to go there. You could have shot them from stealth where you were. I'm taking it aside here. Just the guns shoot far. And if you have targets and you can shoot and remain undetected, you know, you can do that. You don't have to move closer. But maybe they were out of render range, or I'm just looking. It's possible they were close to the edge of render range. Anyway, that's besides the point. So you can use the APCR, or this is the regular ammo, isn't it? No, this is the high. This is the cheap Hesh, which is HE, which has like 105 pen 480. That's gonna not penetrate very often, and it has the same mechanics as HE, and you're gonna roll. You know, if you shoot an object, whatever the fuck, with the regular HE, you're gonna roll 16, and if you shoot an object, whatever the fuck, with Hesh, you're probably going to roll a 29, right? But if you pen, if you choose your targets wisely, and like if you're in a game like this where you're top tier or everyone's tier 8, and you know, oh, I've got the rear of Tiger P, or you got someone that you're sure has less than 210 armor, quite a bit less. Like if you're sure you're going to pen with 210, load the Hesh. Like if you're going to shoot a light tank and you load Hesh, you're going to roll 480 plus or minus 25% is what Wargaming says, but you'll roll 480 minus 25 cents to plus 10% would be your range, because Wargaming lies on the average alpha, especially when you have the higher alphas. You know, when you pay more to get more alpha, they lie. So, like, what do they say here? A 210 pen, 480 alpha. You're going to roll 480 minus 25% to 480 plus 10%. 90% of the time. And then you're going to have the occasional really high roll to make you think that your average is 480. Your average might end up being 450, 460. Although he is doing a lot of high rolls with this, because this is a 390. Yes, and he's rolling in the 400s. 404, 430, but then he did roll 347, 349. That looks like it's behaving normally. Whoa, he knows where that artillery is now. And he hasn't loaded any Hesh. I'd like to see if he loads some Hesh. And see if he, penetrates. It's the secret weapon. That's what the Shit Barn and the Death Star have, Hesh. They have AP with like 1200 alpha, and then they got the Hesh with 1750 alpha. You got to make sure it pens. And, even if you roll 1750 minus 10%, the enemy's kind of upset. So, he's doing good. He's 3,886. And I think he could have penned a couple of the Hesh if he had shot Hesh rounds. I don't believe Hesh loses penetration over distance. So the distance is irrelevant. This one, he took a long time to aim and he did not get it. I don't think he's going to get a chance. If you find a Grillet or something like that, load the Hesh. Let's see. Okay, we'll keep our fingers crossed. If he loads a couple of Hesh shells, if he switches to number 2, he has Hesh mapped to number 2. We'll see if he actually pens and if he high rolls or low rolls that 480. Type 57, he's 344. He's doing good. He's a TD with a turret, and he's not afraid to use it. 360. Okay, he's low rolling like a mofo now. He is low rolling like a mofo. And the other nice thing about this tank is it's fast. So near the end of the game, when the mop-up damage, you're not trundling along in the back, missing out on all the damage at the end. Okay, now he's going to perform a flanking maneuver that enemies are probably all pointing that way. Come on, load some Hesh. He's not going to load Hesh till he runs out of his APCR. Okay, Tiger 2. Side of a Tiger 2. Load the Hesh. Load the Hesh on the side of the turret. Oh, man. Why not load the Hesh? That's when you want to load Hesh. You get the side of a Tiger. Oof. No funny angles. No spaced armor. Even the lower plate. Oh, he's loaded Hesh. Let's see what happens, guys. Low rolled. But he penned. Alright, it's 480. He rolled 448. He low. Like I said, you'll probably low roll, but it's higher than 390. Your average is going to be higher than 390. And guys, I don't want to get into here's another Hesh shell inside the turret. Oh, 467. He low rolled. I have not watched this before. And I don't care what you say in the comments if there's some fanboys here that they, Claus is starting a rumor again. That's just how it is. Wargaming lies about the numbers. Almost everything about this game is a flat-out lie. This is going to be the kill shot. Oh, see? He hit the gun mantlet, did not pen, and only rolled 27. That's how you can get trolled with the Hesh. The shot deviated a little bit to the left. But you will consistently roll. You'll have a higher average than if you use your regular ammo. Okay, you will. But you will not have as high a number as... Oh, no, this is a Hesh shell shot. He's switching to Hesh. Let's see. Okay, he's switching. There. 525. That's good. That's a high roll. 525. See, 480 plus? Yeah. So very good. Secret weapon Hesh. Yeah. You will always roll higher than your regular ammo with these things, unless you don't penetrate, and then you could get trolled. But you will consistently have more low rolls than high rolls. It's just the way the game's designed. You can argue about it in the comment section, but it's true. I have enough experience to know, after watching thousands of replays. No, I don't have a spreadsheet of 3 million shots where I can give you the full statistics. I don't have that, but I know I'm right, and everyone else is wrong. And that's just the way it is. But great game. Little Blom from the Box 10 clan does pretty good, eh? 7,105 damage. Beautiful. Beautiful. And did he make credits? I think he did, because he did not shoot a lot of Hesh. Hesh is the expensive ammo on this tank. The APCR is the regular ammo. Let's switch it up, guys. We're going to switch to, since we did British, we might as well do French, right? Because the British and the French get along so well. And I think, do the French drink tea? Probably not. The French drink vino. Or le vin. Right? And this guy's name is Claus Badet. Claus with a K. Okay. I could have showed you a Death Star or Shit Barn replay and gone on about the Hesh again. But I don't feel like doing a big long rant about the average alpha that you achieve in the game. I've done replays now for quite some years, and I've seen lots of them, and consistently. Even on the good games. Even on the really good games. The games that get featured are typically good games, where people shoot a lot. Where people shoot, they get 10, 15, 20 shots, and it's 2/3 of the rolls are low, or more. 75% of the rolls are low. It's interesting. It would be interesting to be able to get the statistics, like the actual statistics, but I don't think they're available anyway. If anyone knows where you could find, I doubt Wargaming has them, but we're not allowed to have them, right? It's not something that's published. It's not like the WN8 is published. There's a third party that does WN8, and that's just based on, they do a calculation based on results that are published. So the high roll, low roll statistic, or the average, the roll per tank, probably something that Wargaming has proprietary rights to, but we don't. It's interesting. The other thing that we'll never know, and we don't have to get into this discussion, but is the high-low, roll-low percentage on your penetration roll, which we just simply don't know that. Can't make a judgment one way or the other, because there's plus or minus 25% RNG, according to Wargaming, plus or minus 25% on your penetration roll to see if you pen at all or not. Okay? If you're firing your 210 Hesh, it could be plus or minus 25% of 210 as the penetration you roll for each shot, right? You could minus 25%, you could subtract 54 from that, or 52 from that. So you could roll 160 pen on a shot with your Hesh, right? That's the lowest roll of your pen. So if you're going to shoot the side of a tank that has 180 armor, you could low roll and not pen. And then you go, what? You get trolled. You go, so maybe to make sure that you pen a 210 pen Hesh shot, you probably want to not fire at any armor unless you're sure it's less than, say, 180, and then you have a pretty high percentage chance. Right? Because you could low roll your pen by 10, 15% and still be okay. This little guy is just going to have an amazing spotting game while I ramble on. There's so many different little factors of what rolls you get, what you see and what you don't see. You see the damage roll. You see if you high roll or low roll the damage, but you don't see if you high roll or low roll the pen. And you certainly don't see what your average alpha is unless you tabulate every shot you take for the history that you own the tank, and you rack up thousands of shots, and then you make the assumption that that represents a great enough statistical analysis, which I only know one guy that's ever done that. I only know one guy that was anal enough, and his name was Elidius. I was in a clan with him, the Fades clan, and he did that with his E100. He played the E100 a lot, and he had a spreadsheet in every shot he took, other than a kill shot or a fire, or a critical damage shot. If it penned, he put down, he tabulated his alpha, like 686 roll, 701, 723, 690, 766. Over thousands of games, he played that tank a lot. And he said, my E100 has 686 alpha average. Based on his statistical. And, well, that number's true for his, for the numbers that he tabulated. For all the shots he took, for him specifically, that was the correct answer. I mean, that's math. Now, whether that represents the whole player base, don't know. But for him, his E100 has 686 average alpha, even though Wargaming said it's supposed to have 750. This guy's doing a pretty good job here. 8,872. Yeah. You guys let me know what's the average alpha on what's your best average alpha? And what's your worst? Meaning which one of your tanks high rolls a lot and which one low rolls a lot. It's surprising which I've read. Let's see if you can guys leave some comments and I'll read them. But it was surprising because some people, they'll say, oh, I high roll a lot in my whatever. And I go, oh, really? In that tank? I don't. And other people say, no, I low roll in that tank. It's weird. Weird. Oh, the Scorpion left the cap to give his team more time to do more damage. This guy's racking up the spotting. It's this beautiful game, buddy. It's interesting. I guess not all tanks were created equally in the hands of different drivers. Or not people don't have the large enough statistical analysis. Right? Maybe that's just... You're low rolling for your first 5,000 shots, but you'll be okay at another 5,000. After a million shots it'll ever go. But that's not, like if you flip a coin, heads or tails, it's 50% heads, 50% tails on average, right? You're going to either get heads or tails. It's generally 50-50 chance. And that statistic bears out even if you flip it only 100 times. Now, if you flip a coin 100 times, you're not going to get 72 tails or 83 heads. It's statistically very improbable to do that. Might be 1 in a million for you to be able to do that. It generally bears out to about average after a small sample of about 100. After 1,000 flips of a coin, it's pretty 49.5 to 50.5. Like it's close to 50-50. Not in this game. In this game, you can fire your gun 1,000 times and be nowhere near the average. You could have a lot of high rolls or a lot of low rolls, meaning that the definition of random here in this game is not the same as the definition of random in nature. It's like if you're in the wilderness in the frozen Arctic of the of northern Russia, in Siberia, and you come across a Russian wolf, and the wolf's hungry, and you offer it some food, right? And there's a 50-50 chance that when you feed a wild animal some food, there's a 50-50 chance it'll just take the food, and there's a 50-50 chance it'll bite you, right? You're trying to be kind to this wolf that's starving in the northern Siberia, so you take out some of your food and you go like this and you throw the food to the wolf trying to help it out. 50% of the time they just take the food, 50% of the time they get mad and they bite you. But if you do that in Russia, the wolf's going to bite you 86% of the time. It's going to say, fuck you! I'll catch you guys on the next one.